Mumbele ya bulijjo nandibadde sikyogera. Today I have been asked by the party to talk about sports. You know, as a party, promoting sports, because as you are aware, most of the population of Uganda is below 18 years. The government of Uganda and most of Uganda enjoy praising activities after they have won medals. A good number of us don't care about their well-being, how they train. As FDC want to talk about patriotism, sometimes social employment. A good number of our youth are being exported to go and do work which is under normal circumstances, not best for us. Today I want to talk about the Olympics and even other sports in general. The way you can get good results when you don't invest. And all of us selfishly are celebrating our sports people, 90% invested in whatever you are doing. The government is doing nothing to help our sports people. A good example is Our Lady Chemtai. All of us knew about Cheptegei, but very few of us knew about Chemtai. This is a young lady who from nowhere, according to many of us who are not following deeply what is sports, and won us gold medal. But if asked ourselves how much did our country invest in that young lady, a good number of us can't answer. But she won a medal for us. Our national anthem was played. There's this minister of ours who was the minister of Chapati, Chwanda. That gentleman was trying to promote Uganda using Chapati. But he is a lady who did everything her own, in a small way. They are raising Uganda flag. You heard that commentator was talking about Uganda, beautiful country and what have you. I've told you here many times that Uganda is the most beautiful country in the world. Those who have moved outside Uganda, all of us agree there's no country better than Uganda in this world. It's the best country, most beautiful, everything natural. But who is trying to sell our country outside Uganda? We are spending a lot of money, which we give these companies in the US to try to sell Uganda outside Uganda. But he's a lady, in less than 10 minutes, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, selling Uganda to everybody. But we lost at one point, because if this lady, like those tennis people, you have seen all those tennis players who are playing, immediately after the game, they go for interviews. Irrespective of the country they come from, them can speak English. If you have tried to watch it, whenever they are speaking, they are trying to sell their country. We could not do it with the Chemtai because she had some weaknesses. But if you take it as a country, that all our sports people who reach that level must be even trained how to do interviews and what have you, how you have gained a lot out of it. So there must be a deliberate effort for those who are in sports. When you reach a certain level, Even if you are not well educated, at least they give you some classes where you can at least give some interviews, show your country outside Uganda. So I tried to interview her, but it was cut by about 10 seconds. But if she could speak very well, she could easily say, I come from that country, where the CP4s. Those who are listening to her, maybe would have come here one day. Kenya was partly sold because of those long distance runners. I think you agree with me. Kenya was sold outside of Kenya because of those runners who come here. I've taken a team in Uganda 3 times as an administrator. It is so sad that you take a team of Uganda. I used to teach and they take this team. You don't give you a ticket those days. You look for the ticket. You take players from Uganda to play for a country for more than a month. Not even given a single coin for allowance. As leaders, you get 100 from our pockets and you give to each player. Give a player $100 for 30 days. But boys, one time we went to Spain. One of our boys played, I think, the longest game in the tournament, and the whole world was watching it. Because he played a player who was an international player, very highly rated. He has a defense which he calls defense. And the world champion was playing that defense. So this young man from Uganda made that very man special in the first round. He was from one of the Western republics. Special played against Insubu, and Insubu beating that defense badly. So the whole world was watching the owner of that defense. Everybody is playing it. Now the Ugandan was beating him. So Uganda was everywhere. They were about a Ugandan player. We had to advise the young man to get a draw because he was getting tired. The grandmaster was asking for a draw from Uganda. But the government gave us money. But when we come here, President and ministry, they throw us parties. Dinners is set up. But what do you put in that hotel? When we were playing chess, I remember one time, I forgot to bring my thing. We used even to meet heads of state because of sport. And we are nobody. One time I remember we had, after playing, I went to take some to a friend of mine. It was Spain, very expensive island. I wondered what type of black man can take it from this very expensive hotel. They did not know that all the money had been paid by the Federation, International Federation. So they came near, the waiter came near and said, Sir, where do you come from? I told Uganda. Because of Spain, he knew Pinochet and what have you. The man ran away to the manager. You come and see someone from Uganda. Idi Amin. And it was 10 years after Idi Amin had died. So he came to say, what, you man, we are coming from you, Idi Amin, but Museveni had been on power for more than 15 years. Nobody knew about Uganda from a good angle. I had to tell them Uganda is very good, you have very good, nice birds. 3 of them came to Uganda to watch bats. But the government gave us 0 shillings. We had to get the money from our pocket to take our team. A lot of sports federations are facing this. The government is not sponsoring them, but they are suffering and taking out players there. All of you complain, I've had most of you people in the press, that they have taken 15 players, but there are 25 officials. There's something you don't understand. When you are taking a player outside, that player must be a coach. Even if it is one player, the player should be a doctor. Someone who looks at the table to eat. All that should be paid by the government. You must have a doctor. Cheptegei must have a coach. But in Uganda, only players who are very good turn out to be good, now coaches. Becoming a coach is not something simple. However good you are as a player, you may not be the coach. We must have a deliberate program to train professional coaches if you want to improve on sports, which you are not doing in Uganda today. And all the money which is given from Mr. Kasaija and his friends, a percentage of that money given to football. All of us like football, fine. But how many times have we put on international press, as you have been put on international press because of Chemtai and Cheptegei? Have you ever played any match since Uganda became independence, which has advertised us internationally? As Cheptegei or Shiprotich? Not even once. But all the money is earmarked for only football. So, as FDC, we think government should spend more money on coaching, improving the standard of living of our sports people. You saw this gentleman, the young man goes to represent your country. Where he was training, they are not even assured of push and beans. You saw the place where he was training from. They are not assured of even push and beans. We are putting in nothing. Now we are taking him to Japan. But the federation did not even care to find out this chairman we are taking to Japan. Is he psychologically okay? Is his family, the family okay? You saw the lady was very pregnant. They're chasing her out of the house. And you expect that young man to deliver when he's in Japan. I think we are sick, Ugandans. All of us. All of you have been in conversation, sexual and what have you. But what has he left behind? The woman is very pregnant. She doesn't have a house. She doesn't have anything to eat. But the government is doing nothing about it. These are some of the things we think we should be looking into seriously. Cheptai lady, when she was training, you saw where she was training from. The stadium where she's supposed to be training, you have now cases of COVID. Tell me any stadium in Uganda, any stadium in Uganda, where you could train to run as you are running in that carpet in Japan. The number was near that. Now number is not there. 6 months to go to Japan, it's not there. Now this young man beat so around it. This you give it to a private person. How can a country do something as important as that to a private individual to develop it? Are we serious? And you expect them to bring medals here? People are extraordinary. Those Chemtais and whatever. They're extraordinary people. We are talking about teaching patriotism. We're spending a lot of money on patriotism. But are we serious? Which is not patriotic, you people? All of us, when you're watching those people, you didn't want anybody even to disturb you at all. That's the love of the country. All of us have it. You don't need even to tell us that you should love your country. You are stupid to tell us that. Because everybody does. Who didn't like? Who cares where Cheptegei comes from? All of us were talking about Uganda. Our man. We're all shouting. And in Uganda, unlike other countries, you saw this, is it cross country? Where the first three, all of them were Africans. But only one of them was representing Africa.
Marathon.
In marathon. Only one of them. A Kenyan. Second and third were Ethiopians, I think. But we are representing other countries. Yes. In Uganda, Cheptegei, if he wanted now to run for Qatar today, they can even put $10 million on his account tonight. If you want to change citizenship and run for Qatar. But the young man has not taken this money because he loves his country. That's nationalism, is it not? Proper nationalism in practice. These gentlemen here are wasting a lot of money teaching patriotism. Do we need it? All that patriotism money in sports. And you see all you guys now happy for their own people. That's the love of the country. We have represented Uganda. There's nothing as beautiful as being called Ugandans come here. You feel great when you're outside Uganda. One time I met someone which I don't know, maybe the president may take even a year to get an appointment with him because of sports. The president of a country, even he gave me one of the best prizes in their country. Among the 3 first worlds, made one of those. The president of that country. President which Museveni cannot beat easily. But I had even lunch with that person. Or 400 a plate. And he told him, give me that money, I spend it at home. But he gave me a dinner of 400 euros because of this. So, all this money we are wasting in patriotism and what have you, if you had put it in boxing, because you have a serious advantage in boxing, for example. You have a serious advantage in this running. All these people in Karamoja, if you know these Karamojas are very exact, right? They know target. You can win a lot of medals. But we wait for these people to come up by themselves, and then we tag our Uganda on them, and we are very happy. You had that film which was made, Katwe, film of Katwe. Katwe. Those boys and girls were from Katwe. They came to places because they could not get something to eat. As I talk now, that young girl has just graduated in US university. From Katwe. And the young man called Mukumbi also has graduated from a university. They were given scholarships because we were playing chess. As a football ever brought us here, Hollywood, we spent all the money on football. In chess, Hollywood came to Uganda to shoot a film because of chess. Uganda Revenue Authority was hard on them too much taxes. Part of the filming was done in South Africa. Can you believe it? Film of Katwe. Because these people are too expensive for them. They said you cannot pay too much money for nothing. They switched to South Africa. And then you're talking about tourism. Someone who can help you even make a film. Government did not spend any coin. It is Mr. Katende who was training those people. I personally gave them the boats, which I got from Spain. They used it fast. I personally gave them the boats. Government gave me 0 shillings on my ticket. But you are selling Uganda, Hollywood. You know what it means to have even those people even talk about you, but they play the film for Uganda for free. Now you're spending a lot of money giving those American firms to come and sell Uganda outside Uganda. So if we devote sports, we can even export some of these sportsmen to other countries. Kenya is getting a lot of money from those. We got to run in UK, you get a lot of money. Recently we had a chess player who went to Russia. The first prize was $80,000. First prize. Second is 64. The third is $45,000. Prize money. But Uganda government gave us only 1 ticket for the player. The coach had to pay money from his pocket. The coach, my brother Wanyama, he paid from his pocket. And the mother had to sponsor what the young man is going to eat. The mother even escorted the player. So at the end of the day, if we put a lot of money in sports, this is business. Also. Second, sports is the cheapest thing where we can engage all the youth. It's very cheap. Do you need any money to run? They can run. Our people in where actually they may be very good at this spear. Just throwing a spear, then you have nobody even throwing a spear from Uganda. You don't have a team. If we put a lot of money in sports, we can get it. And separating the Ministry of Sports from education. If you want to get sports, let it be a ministry for itself. Sports. Ministry of Sports. You are going to be employing all the young men in Uganda, more than maybe 20 million Ugandans. Put here academies where we can train our sports people. You had a stall of Awadi. He went even up to Harvard because of sports. Is it not? Sports. I told you of these two here, Mokumbi and the other guy. They went to university because of sports. Even had we have some universities here, like UCU. They're doing a good job, giving scholarships. Even in Makerere. But now you have sports people who go to even the international level, and they cannot even give good interviews. As we are busy doing this, some individuals in Kampala are eating all the spaces where we would have used for our playgrounds and whatever. Deliberately destroying all the greens in Kampala. All the playgrounds are sold off. So we can reclaim those playgrounds if you are serious as a country, and we use it for sports. You see even this space near Sheraton. Those Sheraton just took over that thing for free. It's supposed to be for all of us. It's supposed to be a park. Eh? But it was taken by Sheraton, and everybody is keeping quiet. Quietly they are fencing it off. You cannot enter it anymore easily. But it's ours. Those are the things we have lost out to government. So as FDC we think, if we want to get good sports people, we must invest. We must build stadia. We must train coaches. We must feed our sports people. The second point I want to talk about, briefly, is General Museveni has been talking about ICT. His airmen should work on ICT and what have you. But there's something which we are forgetting, all of us quietly, because we are using VPN, a good number of us, which we are not supposed to be using, is Facebook. Seriously, this Facebook, people look at it as if it is something sending a message, joking here and there. But there are some young men who have been using Facebook for business. But since this gentleman called General Museveni closed it in Uganda during elections, up to today, they have not opened it up. Whoever is using Facebook today, you must have VPN. Why should someone use VPN to access Facebook when this Facebook is not for just joking? Young men are using Facebook. All of you are aware, if I wanted to buy a car today and I just posted it here, that who can sell me a nice Mercedes Benz, in 10 seconds you get about 10 replies. People giving their offers. So why should the government think that they are punishing Facebook by denying it market here? You know pretty well, Facebook gets near nothing from Uganda. Nothing. But Uganda gets everything from Facebook. You think you are punishing them? They are not bothered at all. But this very little money they are getting from Uganda. But Ugandans are suffering because of it. Some of you may have seen some government officials posting about this Olympic whatever on Facebook. Is it not? How are they accessing it? They are also still going through VPN. Government. You are in charge, but you cannot even use but you are just still using VPN. As FDC, we appeal to Mr. Bariomus, because he looks as if he's someone who is supposed to be a bit above these backward people from the villages. Why don't you open Facebook, Mr. Bariomus? You're not punishing them. If you think you're punishing them, then you have something seriously wrong with you. They're getting a lot of money from other countries. You're telling us they closed you. But they even closed Trump, President of America. Did he close Facebook, Trump? So we appeal to government to open Facebook. We cannot talk about ICT when you are blocking young men from using what they are supposed to be using to do their marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why I want to